He is an elected official representing people living on Houston's west side, but State Representative Jim Murphy also has a second government job, one that pays him hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in salary and bonuses. The problem? Well, Channel 2 Investigates uncovered potential conflicts, and it made us ask, who is he really representing? Investigator Mario Diaz lays out the case, and he tracks down Representative Murphy to get answers.
This must be a sweeps week,
No, sir, it's a question and answer week, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
Meet State Representative Jim Murphy. He has two taxpayer-funded jobs, one serving the 133rd District in West Houston, the other, well, that's unclear.
Are you a independent contractor, a consultant, a general manager? What are you?
No, I appreciate your interest, and really, I know you're working hard. And so, I mean,
We have your contracts here, and there's a lot of interesting things in these contracts.
Employment contracts between Murphy and the West Chase District, a government agency on the west side, shows Murphy making over $26,000 a month. That's a whopping $312,000 a year. It also lists him as a consultant, even though the website clearly says he's the general manager. So what's the problem? State law says no member of the legislature may hold any other office or position of profit, except as a notary public. In other words, a legislator cannot hold another taxpayer-funded job.
They showcase you throughout all of these websites and social media as the general manager.
right. No, that's the role I play.
As Channel 2 Investigates uncovered, aside from his regular monthly fee from West Chase, in 2014, Murphy began receiving bonuses for securing funding, not for his constituents, but for the district that cuts his check. In fact, he can earn up to $6,000 if he's able to secure $1 million or more from TxDOT for highway projects. And lucky for him, his job as a legislator grants him plenty of access to lawmakers and agencies in Austin.
He's already gone.
But when we tried to get access to Murphy at his West Chase office, he left through a back door, down 13 flights of stairs.
Can't believe the state rep would go out the back door. I mean, he's faced tougher questions, I'm certain, up in Austin.
It's a scheduling issue, Mario.
20 minutes later, we showed up to the address Murphy lists as his consulting company headquarters. It happens to be his home.
I don't work for free, Mario.
No, you work for $312,000 a year, and you're getting bonuses that you're admitting that you've been paid.
Correct.
Those bonuses paid from taxes collected by West Chase. Remember, he is also a representative, elected to serve his constituents.
But who are you representing at the end of the day if West Chase District gives you $6,000 as a bonus?
You know, this contract is for these services. We're proud to provide them, and they're not in conflict at all with what I'm doing at the state.
Representative Murphy, though, if you're getting $6,000 from the West Chase District,
Right.
and your representative district bleeds into the other, who are you representing at the end of the day, sir?
Well, I don't think there's any question.
Who?
Well, I mean, clearly, we're representing either the district when I'm doing district stuff or the state when I'm doing state stuff.
Funny thing about this is Mr. Murphy and the district seem to be whatever they want to make themselves.
We had Michael Wynn, a former federal prosecutor, take a closer look.
A substantial amount of his compensation depends on decisions of administrative agencies. You know, one has to wonder why in the world he's even in the legislature to begin with.
In Austin, it took Bay Scoggin 3 seconds to sum up what we uncovered.
Look, it's a tough thing to sell, and I don't think it's right.
Scoggin is the director of Texas Public Interest Research Group, a government watchdog.
How do the voters in Representative Murphy's district know that he is looking out for them here when he has the incentives based in here?
I don't think that they do. Any common sense person knows that if you get a chance to make some money, you know, you're going to try and get that done.
This is just not the thing that we elect our representatives to do.
So how much did Murphy make in bonuses? He told me it was roughly $7,500 per year since 2014. In reality, these documents from the West Chase District show that he was paid $78,600 for achieving special projects. Now you can see those special projects and the payment structure in Murphy's contracts that is under the investigate section of click2houston.com.
We know that you have also been digging further into Murphy's job as a state lawmaker.
This is true. He, by coincidence, happens to sit on the committee that oversees all of these special purpose districts, the same one that pays him $312,000 per year,
Right.
those type of districts. He is the chair of that committee. We're going to look into that story tomorrow on
For
obviously.
possible conflict. right?
Yes, exactly.
All right, Mario.
Mario, thank you very much. The House Ethics Committee in Austin is going to investigate Representative Jim Murphy's lucrative second government job as general manager of the Westchase District. This big development comes less than 2 weeks after Channel 2 Investigates first exposed the questionable arrangement, paying Murphy more than $300,000 a year to run another public agency.
Investigator Mario Diaz raised the question, who is Representative Murphy really representing? Tonight, he's getting answers directly from the chair of the House Ethics Committee.
It seems pretty, shocking.
State Representative Sarah Davis reacts to what Channel 2 Investigates uncovered about Representative Jim Murphy.
I think it's definitely something we're going to be taking a look at.
Davis chairs the House General Investigating and Ethics Committee in Austin. We caught up with her after last Thursday's meeting.
As the chair of the ethics committee,
We will absolutely look at it. I have no problem doing investigations.
Earlier this month, Channel 2 Investigates shined a light on Murphy.
This must be a sweeps week.
no, sir, it's a question and answer week, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
For years, Murphy's been holding down two governmental jobs, one representing the 133rd District as a state rep, the other as general manager of the Westchase District, a public agency overlapping the area he represents. The arrangement appears to violate state law. However, contractually, Murphy calls himself a consultant.
Are you a independent contractor, a consultant, a general manager? What are you?
No, I appreciate your interest, and really, I know you're working hard. And so,
We have your contracts here, and there's a lot of interesting things in these contracts.
Channel 2 Investigates identified several reasons why it appears Murphy is an employee of the Westchase District. First, ongoing yearly contracts with Westchase for more than a decade. His current deal pays him over $312,000 a year. Next, his Westchase email address. And third, an official Westchase title. Employment attorney Todd Slobin knows the rules well.
Having a title, an email address, and holding yourself out as part of that employer would show that you're an employee. An independent contractor wouldn't do that.
We found more potential conflicts. In Austin, Murphy chairs the committee that oversees special purpose districts. That's right, a catbird seat to make the rules for agencies like the one paying him over $26,000 a month. And don't forget the bonuses we exposed. The state rep has been paid tens of thousands in taxpayer dollars for special projects within the Westchase District. Not projects for the vast majority who elected him.
Who are you representing at the end of the day, sir?
well, I don't think there's any question.
Who?
Well, clearly, we're representing either the district when I'm doing district stuff or the state when I'm doing state stuff.
Special projects secure $1 million or more in new tech dot funding for highway projects. How do you interpret that as the chair of the ethics committee?
Well, I am not a judge. This isn't a court of law, so I can't render any verdicts. I think what we would need to do is have a hearing on it.
Buck Wood is an ethics attorney.
I'm flabbergasted. I've never seen anything like this.
Highly respected on both sides of the aisle, Wood questions the incentives in Murphy's contracts, primarily those where he has paid bonuses for securing state funding and approvals.
Under that contract, he's being retained as a lobbyist, whether he likes it or not.
All of this coming nearly 1 year after Governor Greg Abbott made ethics a focus of his State of the State address.
The faith that people have in their democracy is linked to the trust they have in their elected officials. That trust is eroded if they perceive that elected officials are acting in anything other than the people's best interests.
We wanted to ask Governor Abbott for his reaction. He was in Bel Air today talking ethics reform at a Get Out the Vote rally.
We need to end the revolving door of former legislators cashing in by going and becoming lobbyists.
Minutes after receiving applause for his revolving door statement, I opened the door for the governor to weigh in on State Representative Murphy's contracts and the bonuses within them.
How does that strike you? Secure $1 million or more new tech dot funding for highway projects, a bonus for state representative?
These appear to be legal documents. As the good lawyer I am, I don't comment on legal documents until I read them. I haven't seen these before.
Now, Davis is not the only Republican willing to ask questions. Tomorrow, you will hear from another member of Murphy's own party who tells Channel 2 Investigates he is more than willing to take up the issue in the Senate. Dominic and Bill, this is obviously going to keep on moving here.
For weeks, Channel 2 Investigates has reported on the dual taxpayer-funded roles of Jim Murphy. Aside from being paid as a state representative, he also has been well compensated for running the West Chase District as its general manager. Well, tonight, investigator Mario Diaz exposes Murphy's involvement in another district and all the ethics questions it presents.
I certainly think there's probable cause for any Texas district attorney to open up an inquiry.
More fallout from Channel 2 Investigates bombshell reports into State Representative Jim Murphy.
This must be sweeps week.
No, sir, it's a question and answer week.
Murphy is the Houston lawmaker who, on paper, is a consultant for the West Chase District, but portrayed much differently elsewhere.
They showcase you throughout all of these websites and social media as the general manager.
Right. No, that's the role I play.
The role play is a costly one for taxpayers. Representative Murphy, a Republican, who also chairs the House Committee on Special Purpose Districts, gets paid over $312,000 a year by the West Houston Business District that bleeds into his legislative district.
We have your contracts here.
Murphy's contracts also include special projects that pay thousands more if he is able to accomplish such priorities as secure state funding for the West Chase District.
It seems pretty, shocking.
The chair of the General Investigating and Ethics Committee, Representative Sarah Davis, wants to probe Murphy over his contracts.
We will absolutely look at it.
Senator Paul Bencourt, the chair of the Senate Select Committee on Government Reform, backs the investigation.
I think it's the right thing to do.
Now another member of Murphy's own party is reacting. Representative Todd Hunter, a member of the General Investigating and Ethics Committee during the 2015 legislative session, says he does appear to have a legal issue. I'd rather not comment at this time. Hunter later emailed, adding, it might be an interpretation issue. Channel 2 Investigates has uncovered documents from last June showing Murphy offering his services to the Westwood Magnolia Parkway Improvement District in Montgomery County, just weeks after his committee unanimously approved the district's modification. The documented offer comes 4 days after the district became law without the governor's signature. Murphy then provided an overview of his services to the board, highlighting his government relations, as well as district creations and modifications. He even included his personal Rep. Jim Murphy email address. The current executive director, Rob Eisler, pushed to bring Murphy on board, which they did. Coincidentally, Eisler is a former state rep and a colleague of Murphy's in the House.
Well, it looked like they were hiring Murphy because he was a legislator and because he was chairman of the committee that passed their bill.
Hugh Brady is the director of the Legislative Lawyering Clinic at the University of Texas School of Law. Brady has worked on ethics issues with Democrats and Republicans, from the White House to the state capitol.
This is what Jim Murphy provided to the Westwood Magnolia Parkway Improvement District. You say it is lobbying. Why?
So right here it says, Jim's accomplishments include developing and negotiating groundbreaking economic and infrastructure development agreements with state, county, and municipal leaders, along with private sector owners.
That is
lobbying.
Brady goes on to further break down the practice in the Lone Star State.
Lobbying in Texas is making a communication with one or more state officials to influence administrative or executive action. And if he's negotiating an agreement, that's influencing state action.
Can he do that?
And under the laws that's written today, no, he cannot.
As for the district attorney investigation he referenced earlier,
Kim Ogg has a public integrity unit at the Harris County DA's office. Should they be looking at this?
I think she ought to start.
Now this afternoon, Representative Jim Murphy did email me. He made it clear he is hanging his hat on a 2005 AG opinion that he says does not prohibit him from working as an independent contractor. Murphy went on to add, I'm pleased to discuss the AG's opinion and the facts with my colleagues, Chair Davis and Senator Betancourt about these matters. Hugh Brady, who you just saw, says that what Channel 2 Investigates has uncovered does not reflect the AG's opinion. And if it does, and I quote now, then there is a loophole big enough to drive a Mack truck through in the law that ought to be closed. And keep in mind here, Dominique and Keith, it is all of the incentives that were added to these contracts 9 years after the AG's ruling. These incentives were bonuses collected if you accomplish a certain task. Those are the things that experts say warrant further investigation here.
We know you'll continue to follow.
Yeah, many layers to this one.